Oh my God. Yes. Hello, gorgeous.
Hello.
Hello, Maya. What's going on?
Hi, Maya.
Okay. Hey, sugars. Oh my God. So we have another episode of a Semester Off podcast, and we have the fabulous. You know what? I feel like I should give you an intro, but we're not gonna not act like you're not big down here. So go ahead. Introduce yourself. I want to see the super fly intro. Go ahead.
That's a very humble intro.
Don't let us be humbly. Come on now.
So my name's Evelyn, and I am a radio personality in Palm Beach. Also have my own brand of ERTV Media, which is a blog page, and I do interviews on YouTube. So I have my own YouTube channel. And yeah, I'm also a fighter, so let's talk about that too. You know, we gotta include that.
I saw she whispered that. Fighter. Okay, wait. Like, catch me outside. My nigga, she said fighter.
I have to include that in my resume now, because you know.
Niggas be trying you.
Yeah.
Niggas be trying it.
Exactly. I was just mentioning earlier.
So, of course, today's episode is Girls Don't Like Girls.
Okay.
And it doesn't have anything to do with Pride Month, but it's just a shout out.
Shout out to all my Pride people.
It was really more so because I realized, like I was just telling you, I had a whole like list of things that I want to get done and people that I want to interview, and I feel like, you know what? Girls can be so catty to girls. But before we even get into that, you know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure we give you the recognition that you definitely deserve. And then we also gonna go on into like what's popping, so the news and whatever, all that stuff that's going on. But before we delve in, a semester off podcast is basically like me dedicating a semester off from school or just a break from life for me to learn things on my own and learn about culture, news, finance, because you know, girl, this brokenness is really getting to me, girl. This brokenness is seriously broken. So, has there ever been a time in your life where you had to basically take a break and like reevaluate something or like learn a new lesson?
Absolutely. You know, right after, I'll talk a little bit about growing up a little bit and being in high school. So growing up, like how I found out this was my lane, like TV, production, radio, communications, was when I was young. I want to say right around middle school, could religiously watch this bilingual channel. It was called Mundo, so they would play English, you know, music, Spanish music.
Did it have that little, you know, like a coat of arms where it has like a crop? It was like 4 different colors or something?
I don't remember the logo. I just remember it would be like Moon, M-U-N, and then the 2.
I don't know. I used to watch this like telenovela. You know, I thought I was a Spanish girl. You know, I was like, yes. I was like, okay, I understand.
Yeah,
I was like, don't get it, don't get it. But whatever. Okay, so yeah.
No, yeah. So the Mundos. I guess now that I think about it, Mundos, like it would just be like a little mixture of the both of the worlds. You know, the pop culture and you know the English artists or whatever, and then the Spanish artists. So, anyways, that I was gonna say. So I would religiously watch this certain episode, and this girl who was a host on there, she did interviews, and then they would go on adventures. Her and another co-host. It was Crash and Jasmine, and I remember Crash was like the super like very like energetic soul, like just had the punk star girl, and I just loved her. I would watch her and I'd be like, oh my god, that's gonna be my job when I'm older. Like I want to do what she does because she just had no filter. And the other girl was way more reserved. So I like the girl that was like, you know, said what she wanted to do and just like was super cool. I remember she had like this big ass tattoo right here. And I just loved her. I just gravitated to her energy, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to do that because I always thought like I want to have fun and you know be myself in my job. I don't ever wanted to like be in a cubicle, just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Girl, I've been feeling so trapped.
Right? So, you know, that happened. I remember that very clearly. I said that to myself. Time went by, you know, you grow older, you're influenced by many other things happening in your life, you're developing, you have all these emotions. So I get to high school, and I've always been pretty book smart, and I love, like, learning and stuff. Oh,
Oh, Shan. That's the third musketeer.
Hi. So, I've always been book smart, and I remember I joined the medical program in high school, and I was in the medical academy for 4 years. I graduated with the CMAA, like Certified Medical Administrative Assistant, EKG, like ecardiogram technician, all these things by my high school. A lot. And I loved it. It was just like,
Like my brain is hurting.
right? Yeah, all those big words. all those things that, you know, I just thought I was going to be a nurse or even a surgeon. There was many things, and I kind of just let people around me, and even, you know, I would say my mom kind of just influenced me that that's what you have to do. You have to, before your college or whatever, be a nurse and go off and do that. Now, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with nurses. I always liked the idea because I was like, oh, I'll be helping people. So
and
I
was gonna be booked and busy.
Exactly, literally.
Where's the next room?
Literally.
Where's the next room?
So by my high school senior year, I was able to do clinicals and like be at a hospital 2 times a week, and we would go and rotate. I was in surgery rooms, physical therapy, and we got to observe and shadow all these nurses and doctors. And in that year, I realized I can't do this for the rest of my life. So I went to State College, Palm Beach State College. And shout out to Palm Beach State College, honestly. So I took a couple classes there right out of high school and went on for like about a year and a half and, you know, did all my classes for a couple semesters. And then I realized I wanted to do radio. I started interning at the radio station, finally got a job there. But I kind of had like just everything I learned at the radio station and everything that was going on in school, I had to take a break. So I haven't been back to school for like a year. And that was my break. I'm trying to like, you know, I was just trying to figure out what was my next step. What am I doing? You know, what am I doing with my life? And that was my break. I do plan on going back just to finish because I'm so close to getting my AA. I'm like, I might as well.
Girl, if you hit me with January, I'm about to be like, look, because you know what? The similarities in our story is ridiculous. But
right? So I'm gonna go back either during the fall or January. I don't know yet. I gotta see my options and just because of the schedules I have. But through that year, that break I had, I definitely took that time to invest into ERTV Media, which is my brand, and you know,
do popping.
Yeah, thank you. Do so many. It's been growing daily. We had Chief keep comment on it.
I saw that. I be looking at the impressions that you be circling on Instagram. I'm like, we get 2 million. Yes.
We got 4 million today.
Yes.
Wow.
I saw. When was this? Like 2 or 3 days ago, you were like 299.66, 2,906, and then today I was like 3,906. I was like, yes.
We're growing crazy, and I think it's a genuine brand. Like me and I have somebody I work with, which is my intern. His name is Ryan. Shout out to Ryan. Him and I have like the same vision, and I'm so blessed to have found him because we really have a passion for the culture and like the music. So we try to genuinely put out like the best content. So that's been growing, and I was able to get so many interviews done and just travel the world. Well, not really the world, but like the nation. Like I've been to, you know, New York, was in Atlanta, Texas, just to keep, you know, pushing the brand and meeting as many people as I can and tell them about who I am. Because trust me, girl, when I go to these events, these other cities, I let it be known. Like, this is what I do, and this is me. Like, this is, I'm from Florida. Yeah, go ahead.
She is legit, like, fucking dope. She actually is an RN radio host for B96.3.
Yes.
She, yes, and she also has a media platform.
Yes.
ER Media.
ERTV, yeah.
ERTV Media.
Yes.
And it's legit on Instagram if you have me on this page, like, it's just, I was so simple. And then when I found out, I just be on it, I just be like, okay, because I'm trying to time myself with social media. Right. And I just be like, okay. I'm like, damn, why she hasn't, okay, I'm gonna go and I'll follow this. And then I realized I was following, I was like, what the fuck? How does that make sense? So, yeah, like, she is doing the damn thing out here. So, yeah.
Something come out. That's it. Like that's my break that I've had, and you know, I want to get back to school and do it because my mom really wants me to see, just at least have that diploma for college. And I want to do it for myself too, because I'm like, I'm almost done and I did all that work for what? I might as well get that at least. And if I ever in the future want to go back, I could.
Yeah.
Because I think education, regardless, I do believe that you can be very, very successful without a college degree. I 100% believe that.
Yeah.
But I also believe that knowledge is power, and like, why would it hurt to get another degree and to just have more knowledge? And if you can do it, honestly, if you have that blessing and that passion, then do it. So I want to get back and just continue to grow, meet more people, and yeah, just keep growing in my brand. That's really it. So
that's so legit. Like everything you said, from school, you taking the break, you going to nursing school, and you had that particular time where you know, dipped your foot into this, you know, it wasn't for you, and now you know it's scary. I'm not sure if it was scary for you because I took the semester off, girl, and I was like, oh God. Jesus.
Yeah, you just think that it's like, oh,
what the fuck? What am I gonna do? But it just made me really want to grind harder. Like I was stressed for like the first 6 months, but whatever. That's out the way. We have like subscriber questions.
Yeah.
And so there are definitely questions like Ask Meli questions along the way. But since you mentioned whenever you go, wherever you go, you let people know who you are. How do you do that in a way that's like, because you know, women in media, it's like, oh, okay, so she just want to be like all extra and shit. How do you do that without being rude, but being like affirmative?
You're
like,
not too friendly, right?
Yeah.
Right, no, I agree. Sometimes as a female, especially in any industry though, but especially in this music industry that's very male dominated, you really got to stand your ground and just, you know, if people cross the line, you gotta let it be known. So what I do, whether it's an event, I always just introduce myself. Hello, with the handshake. You gotta be with the handshake. You can't just go up to them and just like, you know, it has to be with the handshake because that's very professional for someone to do. Just like, hello, how are you? My name is so and so. This is what do you? I always start off with, what do you do? Like, what do you do? And then they tell me, like, oh, okay, well, this is what I do, and I just start telling them what I do and why I'm here and stuff. So that's really it. I start off with a handshake or just hello, how are you? Very just professional. Nothing like, what would be like a non-professional way to come up to somebody? I don't know.
What's up? Like you're always
I just gotta keep it. And then don't get me wrong, there's been times guys that try to like flip it.
I love how she just went flip it.
Try to flip it and try to hit on you. That's been like, as a female, sometimes guys, not sometimes, a lot of times they don't take you serious because they see you as, they don't think you have that knowledge or you just another.
So basically what you're telling me is that girl that fell, that got left in that hotel by Future, that's not gonna be you. We gonna make sure that like you okay. That's your how did you get good love. I saw that shit on your video. I was like dead. She basically just said, listen, don't fucking play with me. I'm not to be taken like playfully, and I fucking love that. That's awesome.
Right.
You're about your shit. So
but I also think it's like, how as a woman, like, you gotta understand. See, to me, I'm not gonna let no guy find me out unless it's like my, you know, someone I'm talking to and I know it's about to go down. You know what I'm saying? As a female, if like he flew you out, what did you expect?
And then
what did you expect? You know what I'm saying?
Or that's what happened at my house. Like,
there's a ring waiting for me back.
Right? No. See, to me, it's like, why
I'm
would
gonna pay you back with what?
right?
Oh my gosh, I can't.
yeah, like,
I was more honestly.
what did you expect? Like, literally.
What did you expect?
I'm good love.
Where you put like a ring, waiting, like, I don't know.
I can't. So I would love to know, and I know like people who listen to this, what is like your end goal? Like, what do you want to be known the first time somebody sees your face? Do you want to be like? Do you want them to be like, okay, she hosts this show, or okay, what do you want to be like? What do you want to leave behind?
You know how you said you want to be the female Terrence J? I look up to like the Ellens and the Oprahs of this game. They have their own show. They talk to whoever they want, like, you know what I'm saying? Whoever they want on their show, they'll get. And I love a lot. I know Oprah does this a lot, but I love Ellen's approach on things. She's like funny, and makes it, you know, cause she should be
Makes it fun.
comedian. She makes
Like
it
when I watch
fun.
it,
yeah.
It's like fun to watch.
I feel like I'm proud of even though I'm at my house. Like, oh my god!
and then all she does to give back to the community.
Mhm.
I want to give back. I want to be able to give back to like the community, because like I said, at the end of the day, I do this because I really am passionate and I care about the culture and about the people. Because my story growing up, it's different, and I know a lot of people, some people have it worse than I do, and some people don't have it as worse. But from what I came up and grew up, I've always felt like I want to help somebody with my platform, with my voice, whether it's encouraging, inspiring people, giving back is like my end goal, just to be known as someone who came up from nothing. You know, my parents are immigrants. I'm Mexican, by the way. I don't know if y'all know that. So yeah, you know, just like that immigrant story, and just like
I am Mexican.
Okay,
don't let us
wait, hold on. Okay, listen, boo. Okay, her brother. I almost said whore. I was like, I can't pronounce. Her brother is married to a Mexican woman, and he lives in Mexico, and
They have children and everything.
Oh wow.
this girl.
What part of Mexico?
I don't know.
She.
Exactly.
That was a test. We're all in here.
That's like when I go to Haiti and I can't fucking ask for direction. And oh my goodness, but definitely giving back.
Definitely giving back and inspiring people. Oh, and just getting an impact on the culture, like getting those interviews. Like for example, I'll go to Angie Martinez for
I
those
love her.
those exclusive interviews that have changed, you know, radio and the whole interview game. You know what I'm saying? Like she's gotten some great interviews, and that's what I want to do. I want to get those interviews that it's like people are gonna go back and this is like history.
I can definitely
right
see you being one of those people that, like Angie, I don't know what it is. I don't know if she cooks some bomb ass food, or I don't know if it's like she's speaking some type of like she has a club or society, but J. Cole only goes to her. And I love J. Cole as an artist. And so I could definitely see people having that connection with you where they're like, okay, I can only speak to you. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that you build that, you know, that rapport with. So
yeah, I agree. And going back to some of the certain interviews I've done with, you know, upcoming artists, they come in that room very like, what's about to go down? This girl is about to enter. Like she probably don't know what she's talking about. Like, but at the end of the interview, and I vouch for every single interview I've done that this happened. By the end of that interview, they are so comfortable. Even if you get certain interviews in the beginning, they're not so comfortable. But by the end, they build that comfort, and I pride myself in that because that's what I want it to be. I wanted people to be comfortable talking to me and opening up about their music, about what they go through in life. And yeah, that's definitely, even artists have taken the time to tell me, like, at first I didn't take you serious. I didn't think you knew what you were talking about, but now I respect you and I see that you really are passionate about it.
They were like, wait, hold on, can you repeat that?
I'm like, try.
Definitely. So I hope so. I hope when, you know, a big groundbreaking artist can just like, artists, you know, more than one can just only come to me and sit down and talk about their music and what's going on, because, you know, besides the music, there's a lot of important topics that I think artists have the power to like shed light on, you know, certain situations.
That's so true.
Yeah, so they can use their voices and come do it on my platform.
Yeah.
That's definitely the ultimate end goal.
That is so dope.
Yeah.
So y'all, we're gonna get into What's Poppin'.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So What's Poppin' is basically like some of the things that's going on. French Montana got his citizenship.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, look at her. She's like, what? Okay.
I'm not on social media anymore.
You're not.
She's cleansing.
How long is the cleanse?
I don't know.
Until
Whenever I feel like
And that's crazy because my mom actually just got her citizenship.
Oh, congratulations to your mom. And it took, I just want to say, it took French Montana 33 years because a lot of people, like when Donald Trump got into office, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but I was born in Mexico, so I'm not a U.S. citizen either. So that was another hardship I went through in my life. Every single one of my siblings had, you know, their citizenship, and a lot of times I will lose hope because you don't, I can be here now. I have a permit and stuff to work here, to be here, but it's scary. And a lot of people are always like, why don't you just get your citizenship? It's like, it's not that easy.
It's really
not.
not.
You're not a permanent resident either?
I'm not a citizen now, nor a resident. We're working on it, but it takes years and people don't get that. 33 years for the French Montana? Like,
my mom.
Okay, with that. It's
Yes.
not easy.
So
It doesn't take 2 months. Or a
exactly.
minute.
And people always like,
that
oh,
shit
get
is
it. I'm like,
expensive.
It
you
is.
got the lawyer fees? Like,
That shit is expensive. Okay, like my uncle was deported, and it's like he was already married, he had a child, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand when people are like, okay, well, you gotta come and write. My nigga, if shit is not happening correctly in your home country, you don't understand the level. Do you really think niggas want to be coming up on a fucking, you know, stereotypical boat or fucking drive or whatever? No,
Right.
they don't want to be climbing fences, fucking just flying places and whatever.
Swimming 100 miles just to get to the coast of Miami.
Exactly. Like, it's really not that easy, and it sucks. My mom, you know, she did it the right way, but my mom was stacking up cash for 37 years to make sure that she could do it for her, and then, because I was born here, but my older siblings, everyone above me, was not born here. Everybody above me wasn't born here. So it's a whole process, you know what I'm saying?
like
So-
I said, it's not cheap.
That shit is not cheap. Yo, it's like what, $5,000 now or some shit like that?
Of money.
It's a lot. I don't get it. If I was in that position, I don't get it.
No, it's not $5,000.
Yeah,
Because I went through the process because I'm a permanent resident and I was going through the process to become a citizen.
No,
to
it's
find out
cheaper that
later that I was already a citizen because I came into the country before I was 18 and my dad was already a citizen, so I'm naturalized under it.
Okay, yeah.
They still owe me my money. So.
Oh, no. So, okay, if you're a resident and then you become a citizen, it's cheaper. I want to say the test is like $600, $700 or some shit
It's
like that.
$700.
Yeah, because that's what my mom ended up doing. My mom was a resident for the longest. But to go from like straight out of fucking like Dominica or someplace like that, and you're trying to get your residency, or even go straight to citizenship, that shit is stats. Like a visa is stats. Yeah, it's a lot.
I don't know how much my dad paid, so shout out to you, Dad.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, French got his citizenship. I'm thinking of doing a video out there because on that citizenship paper, there's like a whole bunch of questions that you gotta know, and I really want to know if regular Americans really know those answers. So be on the lookout for that.
I wish I knew you were gonna do this because I still have my citizen book in my car.
It's okay, girl.
Where they have like 100 questions. You're supposed to study 100 questions, but they're only gonna ask you 20.
Yeah,
Right. They're setting me up for failure. The last 20 that I didn't study are the ones that I could
The MTV Awards, I'm so upset that I didn't get to watch it, but I watched a snippet, and Chadwick Boseman gave James Shaw, I think his name, James Shaw Jr., his award. He won the award for like best hero or something, and James Shaw is the guy who basically stopped the Waffle House shooting. And so that was dope. And I don't want to take things into a sad turn of events, but there was 2 shootings yesterday. Like,
Right. Two lost their lives.
yes, 2 rappers lost their lives.
Right.
I didn't know it was 2.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
XXN, but I didn't know XXN.
yeah,
XXX.
yeah, in Philadelphia, he died in Philadelphia. And that's crazy. So, ooh, Lord, we gonna have
Did you hear
to
what she said?
no, what happened?
XXN.
Okay, we go.
Hey, listen,
She kept saying that was not a play on words.
It's okay. So it sucks. It's crazy. Like,
We know what you do in your free time.
gun violence is so fucking crazy. Not even just in a rap game, but just in general. It's like,
It
what
needs
the
to
fuck?
stop.
It really needs to stop. And it's like, what do we do? You know what I'm saying? Like, because the way music is, you tell people to bring out music that relates to what you're going through.
And they can only talk about gun violence.
And it's crazy. So it's like, how do we
Critical.
stop that? Yeah, it's like, how do we stop that shit? That shit, social media was going crazy. And for me, he's only 20.
It
Like,
was because I found out on Twitter, and there's a whole theory. It was like Drake And then today there were like 2 other guys on Instagram, one named Chico, and then there was another guy named Leo. And I'm like, wait, sorry, spent over, but there was like no blood splatter or nothing, no evidence that
Someone shot him.
someone shot her.
But I don't know. I do want to say like that really saddened me because I was a huge XXXTentacion fan. Like his music, really, I always enjoyed. I thought it was very different. Like he was just one of those different. And I thank him because he took Florida to a whole other level in this music thing.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Kodak Black, they really.
I love Kodak. I'm a diehard Kodak fan. So I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, both of them, and he was so young. Now rest in peace to him and to Jimmy. But I don't know. Everybody on social media, because you just don't know the situation.
It's Drake because like he posted on his Instagram that if I die, Drake did it, and then in the song I'm upset, it's like triple X. If I ever shoot somebody in the neck,
oh yeah.
So they're all thinking it's Drake. And then today, when I went on Twitter, they were talking about the police saw 2 black guys and one in a red mask. And then they showed a picture of
Soldier Kid, reflecting in the Soldier Kid.
And then he also posted like Instagram boomerang from Hooks, which is 8 minutes away from where 8 minutes away from where he got shot. So they were like, oh, it's him. I was like, all right,
I'm like, everybody okay.
I know. I'm just like, I just hope
I joined the police force.
Right. I just hope they find who did that responsible because like Charlamagne was saying this morning, he was like. The same person that did it to him could do it to
anybody. Yo, okay, I understand. Look, listen, okay. I'm from Beverly, okay?
Yeah.
Like, and my fucking family is Caribbean. I understand the whole shit about don't snitch. But my nigga, my kids, like, we're going to be having kids out here. I'm not saying, okay, if it's like a neighborhood guy, he probably selling weed and, but he's somehow getting back to the community, don't snitch. I mean, they don't need that guy in prison. But like, come the fuck on, like, this man is willing to go after, you gotta have balls to go after a whole like celebrity. That's like another level because you gotta know
you never know when paparazzi is gonna be around.
Where those people are at. So if this man is willing to go to a man that's clearly famous, clearly have people following him, and like you can be found easier. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know this man is ready for anybody on the street.
In broad daylight.
In broad daylight. Ready for anybody. Ready for anybody. So it's like I can understand the guys around here like don't snitch, but my friend,
that's somebody's son, brother. Like you have to think of it that way. Like I'm over here like. If that was my brother, you don't gotta snitch. Because if you were near the scene, you're a suspect to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what were you doing? Let me see your pockets.
Broad daylight. Like you said, it's so scary to think.
Let me see your last location.
I'll share your location with me.
Another thing that was so disturbing about it was that people recorded that and blasted it. Now I know I told my intern like, don't post those videos. I don't want those videos on my associated with my blog. Like I thought about we just said he's a brother, he's someone's son. Like why would
they don't want to see that every day?
They don't want to see that. I'm just like. People, I don't need the views or likes if it has to do with uploading. Like someone's death. So I also found that very disturbing. That world star people were like.
The comment sections were. I kind of wanted to save this for another podcast episode, but in the comment section they were basically like, okay, well, oh my gosh, I can't even repeat these words because it's just like what the fuck. But in the comment section they were like, well, he beat on women. So that's one less person to worry about. And I'm just like, okay, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Play that on woman. Mm-hmm. But in the time of death, you know what I'm saying? That's a little, that's a lot. And on top of that, that's a lot of energy. And on top of that, they didn't acknowledge the fact that he's changing. I can understand. Because I'm really about keeping that same energy.
Yeah.
But when it comes to death, that's a whole other level. Because I don't.
I agree.
Like the whole Kanye thing. I love Tiana Taylor. That's gonna be the hardest shit for me. I have not listened to any good music productions. So yes, and it's not necessarily I'm on strike or anything, but it's just I want to make sure that I can clearly see his point of view before I dive in, just to be a fan of the music, because the music is great, but sometimes I can't separate an artist from their actual production, because their production is to be themselves. So I haven't heard Nas. Oh, Jesus.
Right? I was listening to her song and then I heard Kanye and I was like, next.
No, that's me. Okay, I won't necessarily like skip it or anything if it comes. If I'm out, I'm not just gonna run out the restaurant or some shit like that. Like, it's just I'm just keeping that same energy, because people will dog you out. Like, let's say Kanye comes back and says some random shit. People be like, oh, but you ain't keep that same energy when that remix drop. I'll be like, or that album drop. I'll be like, hell fuck yeah, for all 7 of them albums. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm so Tiana Taylor. I just love
And I
her.
heard it's like so good. She's gonna break. She's gonna listen to it.
Because I love me some Nas. I love, like, oh my gosh. And I did want to listen to Kanye's album because I really actually appreciate his artistry. Like, I really feel, and I love the Kardashians. I don't give a fuck for, I understand people like that. I love their loyalty to one another.
Me too, the way that they were their family.
I love the Kardashians, but I just, you know what I'm saying? I'm keeping that same energy.
I love the Kardashians. I just love them from a distance.
I
used to love Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That was my show every Sunday, religiously.
She's like, who needs church?
That was my religion.
I feel like I'll probably end up listening to them eventually. It's just like, I gotta be in that state of mind, like, okay, I understand where he was coming from, but I just don't want to make excuses for it. But that Kanye situation was a whole shit. 2 hours.
That's a whole 2 hours.
Yeah, that was a whole other conversation. But today's topic is girls don't like girls.
Girls don't like girls.
Of course, we just shout out to Pride Month, because we are in still Pride Month, but it's not necessarily around the whole concept of Pride. But it's just basically, I was at work and I was thinking about this one particular girl, right? Mm-hmm. I'm so sweet, like it sickens me that I'm so sweet. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Is she on her mother's sweet?
Like, no reason for no like here right now. No reason. Like, I be so nice to somebody, and then they just be dogging me in my face, and I walk away, and I just be like, you should have had more balls in that shit. Like, you should have been like, yeah, right? Like, fuck, they were talking to yourself. For real, I be getting so mad at myself. And I realized that this particular girl, or whatever, she just reminded me of all the other women that, I encountered that gave me a problem, especially because I want to work in media. Mm-hmm. So I came up with girls don't like girls because it's a hot seat topic to me. Like, I feel like women should be able to have this conversation. So yes, cattiness. This is ridiculous. Like, has it happened to you guys? Am I the only one?
Oh, absolutely. It's happening to me multiple times.
I don't talk to people.
I really have a limited amount of female friends. So it's like YouTube. That's it. Because that's it. Because honestly, like, I do not vibe that well with females. Like, it's just, you can feel the energy. Like, let's say, for example, they think, oh, you're smarter than them, or you're prettier, or I like your boyfriend. Like, they just automatically have this kind of connotation towards you, and they just hate you for no reason. So I'm just like, I don't have time for that.
It's not that I don't vibe with females, is that I stand from a distance and I watch them and I see how they react. Right. So if I see how they behave, I know they're gonna behave the same way around me, because they're talking about their friends behind their back. So I don't want to be their friend either. Right. So that's why these two are only friends.
Yeah. They were just talking a lot of shit about
No. She goes, when is going on?
But like, for you, how do you handle that?
I think, how do I handle it? I think, like you said, there's a lot of competition for some reason with a
and
lot.
It's so sad. There's no reason for it.
No reason. Rather, like I was just saying, it's so hard for us in any industry, especially in the music industry, male-dominated industries, to like get ahead. So other than trying to bash each other, put each other down, be in competition with one another, we should help each other. That's why I was like, I'm totally down to do this, because there's not many females that are like, really doing it like that, or people in general. But the way I deal with it is, I just try to be nice to everybody, whether you're a male, female, you know, talking about Pride Month, whether you're gay, lesbian, straight, whatever. The type of energy that you give me, I'm gonna give it back to you. Or it is really, really negative. I just try to stay away from that. I just try to be around positive people. I don't entertain any of the drama stuff. Like, like I said, I'm a fighter. I will beat you. She's like,
she's like, I scared. But I also think that plays a big role in how the working industry sees females. Like, if we have no respect for ourselves, how can the male figures have any respect for us? And we're over here like, oh, we're not paid right, we're not treated right. It's because you're doing the same thing to yourselves that they're doing to you. So they can't change if you're not willing to change yourself.
Right. No,
it's so fucking crazy. Like, it'll be for no reason.
I don't know about men feeling like they're dominant. Still can't get over that.
Like, I really want to know, like, if guys feel that same type of heat. Like, because personally, when I see guys, I don't think that they, like, oh, I don't like that nigga for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that,
but
because
like that.
even with how females get in arguments, like, they'll never talk to each other for the rest of their lives.
Like, bitch, you wouldn't put
a guy will talk
be like, all right, let's go piss some bar. Let's do this out. Like,
what do you think? Have you ever experienced guys being like bums for no reason against each other?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot.
Became homeless.
I think there's no like gender role for like just being a hater. Maybe.
Damn, put that shit on a shirt. Yo, put that shit on a shirt. No gender roles for being a hater.
Whether you're male or female, but I do feel like we see it more with females. Why? Like, I really can't even tell you why, because I never had that feeling towards another female. I never envied her or like, wanted to see her do bad, or I just don't know. I feel like
most females feel some type of way towards another female because they see a female doing something that they wish they could do, or they see a female with a body type that they wish they could have, or like, oh, I like that guy, but that guy has the guy I want. Like, he knows he's mine. He just doesn't know yet.
Yeah, that probably is true. Maybe that's it right there. Like, we feel like we can't really get ahead of certain things because
we're stuck in our ways.
And being females, it's harder to get ahead. So if we see another female doing
like
more,
men, they have the chance to even create their own thing in the same thing as their other friend. But with females, it's like, it's one or the other.
It's like 1 in 10, who's gonna make it. So now
I'm not gonna lie, like, I also see that men will help guys out more than women will do. Well, it depends really on the type of characters and really kind of like what kind of I'm gonna say what industry you're in. Mm-hmm. But I've seen it where cause like in Atlanta, whatever, trying to get an internship at a radio station. And this girl was just helping this guy. She was like, okay, yeah, you know what, you can do this and you can do that to get in. And it's crazy because a girl, like, from my school, Clark, Atlanta, was trying to do the same thing. And she was like, nah, the boss is busy. I'm like, babe, sugar, boo-boo, kitty.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't understand that if anything, that guy may just come in and take your place. Whereas that woman, she would have been humble to you, and you guys could have worked together to produce something. And I was just like, it was just crazy because I had at the time expressed to her that I was starting a podcast. She was like, oh my God, yeah, we should so work together. I can't keep that same energy. Like, and it would have been great. She had a damn good following, but I'm not gonna put myself in a position to not be humble to my craft because I know good and well you're doing this in my face. I mean,
right? They'll turn your back on you in like
any second, any day, and it's crazy. She likes the guy.
She's gonna end up regretting it.
She will, because it's like I think sometimes women don't see that. Like women will give men so much respect. I've noticed that like with like the particular girl that I worked with, she would speak to like coworkers or whatever as if they fucking about to go get ice creams or some shit. And then she would see me and it'd be like, yeah, you make sure you do what you gotta do. I'm like, bitch, we got hired at the same time. You need to calm down.
100%.
So, oh, girl.
I just think as females, like, we gotta definitely stand together. We're queens. Like, F that. Like, you know, yeah, men get their respect when it's, everyone gets their respect when it's deserved or whatever, but with every industry, everything that we do, we gotta go 10 times harder, and it's just way better if we all come together and help each other out. Like,
What do you do to stay positive? Like, what do you do to make sure that you don't, like, be your worst enemy? Especially in an industry that's going to be so difficult to work in.
It's hard. Like, there's many times, like, I went for 2 years being depressed. Like, when I started my YouTube, I wouldn't do interviews. I would do mixtape reviews and album reviews. And I would also do inspirational videos because I've just always been that type of person that, like, encourage and want others to do good. And it got to a point where I was doing that so much for others that I forgot about myself. And I really went through a 2-year depression where, like, I was, even though I would, like, sit there in my room and try to, like, think of all the blessings, all the good things in my life, I would still feel down and still, like, break down and stuff. You know, certain things contributed to that depression, but it was always, like, it was a battle, and it's still kind of, sometimes it's way better now, though, now that I was able to reconcile with my mom and just have that relationship with her and talk to other people about what I was going through. That, like, even for the 2 years I didn't do any of those videos. I'm like, how am I gonna sit here and preach something that I'm not even practicing myself? So the way that I do to stay positive is I just pray a lot, read a lot, and just talk to somebody. You gotta have someone to talk to, I think. Even though it's hard sometimes, we don't want to trust people, but if you can, like, therapy, honestly, it works, and staying positive.
You've been to a therapy class before?
Yeah, like, after surgery, like, you have to, like, it's just, like, sometimes it's more so, like, getting it out and just kind of, like, telling people what you're going through, because you can't, there's certain things I can't tell, like, one of my friends or, like, one of my brothers, I can't tell them about my, you know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you everything about my relationships and stuff like that. So,
but I know I never got to see that therapist again. So as far as, like, on the street, I don't have to worry about her.
Yeah. So that's what I do. So I started doing those videos, and then just, like, I want to bring it back, though. I think it's important to, like, talk about what I've gone through and share it with other people. So that was one thing, though, that I remember I did all those, like, inspirational videos. I don't know. I just try to stay positive. I just really think we have such a short life. And
yeah. That is so true. What would you say, like, getting really kind of, like, back to the girls on like girls, what would you say could kind of, like, if not fix, but make it better so that women are not so, like, just harsh to one another? Because it's like a real, like, epidemic. Like, why?
We should just stop seeing each other as competition.
That's,
men don't see each other as competition.
But what
they do, but they don't see each other as, like, fierce competitions like how we do, to where it's like just completely black out the opportunity of the next person. They're like, okay, this is competition, that means I have to work harder.
Like,
they're still gonna help that person, but they're gonna just work harder so that they're better.
Yeah. I think also something that has to do with it is, like, building confidence. Like,
oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I think that there's a difference in me when if somebody's insecure when they're around somebody they like.
Yeah.
So not to put nobody on blast, but I went to an event, basically. I went to an event, and there's a girl there, and she was real cool, whatever. And she was mad chill. She was real dope, like, dancing and everything. And then her crush came. This girl was
switched up.
I was like, night and day. She was pissed. I was like, yo, the sun is still out. You know, the weather is kind of close. But you know what I'm saying?
She wasn't ready, man. He could have at least posted on Instagram that he was coming.
And she just did. And I really wanted to talk to her, but that's the thing. I just be wanting to be saving grace, you know what I'm saying? But I know I can't because I didn't know her like that, and I wanted to be like, okay, I clearly can see that you really like this guy, but I don't want you, because guys be so confused. Like, she was like complaining about stuff. She was like, oh my gosh, it's too hot. Like, I don't understand what's going on. And he's like,
You're not married to
and I feel bad. And I feel like women don't understand that, okay, maybe guys may not be able to see when you're insecure, but other women can see it. And it's sad. It sucks. Because
you're destroying the people who can actually help you.
And the guy was like real cool. Cause like another thing is like when girls like guys, their wires just be so mixed up. Like it be the craziest shit. Like, like they be like, oh, I want to be nice to him, but I'm gonna make sure he knows that I'm ready to kill him. Like what?
Right.
So I saw the guy kind of gravitating towards somebody else because they were just mad chill. She wasn't attracted to him. So of course she came off like real chill and vibeish or whatever. So the girl ended up leaving and I just felt bad. So I feel like insecurity is one of those other things. You know what I'm saying?
Because then I'm sure if she was like, oh, like he was pursuing another girl, she was probably like already talking down on the other girl.
Exactly. She was ready to bring that heat. I was like, girl, it's already hot in here. Like, you cannot. Like, you just exactly. And I really wanted to talk to her, and I was like, but I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to be like, hey, you know what?
You're beautiful. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Look for one guy's opinion to make you who
like
you are.
People were like, legit, yo, you look great in, you know, your outfit, whatever. She was like, no, whatever. But I was like, girl, 5 minutes ago, you was just living your best life.
That's true though, the insecurity part. I think that's probably why girls are so catty to one another, because they're just insecure. And it's sad because, especially because you're right, guys sometimes make us do crazy things. But I think, like, I never thought, you know, you're little and you're like, people are doing crazy things when they're in love and stuff. I'm like, oh, that'll never be me. Then you fall in love.
That shit is so true.
It's like, damn, I went through that. Like, what? But when it comes to just like trying to impress a guy off rip, it's just like you have to always be yourself in anything.
Yeah.
Because that people are gonna see through that. Like if you can't be yourself around so and so, then you're just fake. Like you're just
ridiculous.
It's
sometimes a guy can't even handle your real self offer.
And then he doesn't deserve you. He doesn't deserve you.
I'm loving that. Like I kind of do things a little backwards. I'm a little weird.
Like what? We know.
So when I would first meet a guy, I would kind of like be around them with no makeup, like or no makeup. I don't know about that. Like if we're planning on a date or whatever, I love, of course, you know, to be courted is awesome. You know what I'm saying? Clearly that shit's somewhat out the window these days, but whatever. So you open my door. So I won't be around him with makeup. Generally, I'm just like I'll be like in chill clothes or whatever. And then when we get to that point, because I kind of feel like, okay, well, the way I'm set up is with confidence, right? Mm-hmm. Confidence is not something you go to the store, you buy, you permanently have. No,
you
that shit.
Feel that shit.
Yes, and that shit fluctuates. So with me, I have to make sure you love me so much that you're comfortable with me naturally before I can get to the point where I'm letting you basically open all of my doors, like physically and literally figuratively, for me to have you in my life. Because if you do one thing, that I just be done for. Like, and my cutoff game is so strong. Like, because it's like I be so nice, or I'm just ready. I'm done with you. But my cutoff game would be, that should be fucking magic.
I need her skills. I listen. I need her skills. I'll listen to reason, and I'm like, then they'll do something else. I'm like,
nah. Like I give you a good 3 tries. They're stupid. Boom, you're done for.
Right. Unless someone asking me smart questions.
Well, that's crazy. I don't know. Like, I hope to one day have the platform where I can have events that's just for women. So we can legit. Oh, you know what? Speaking into existence.
You will.
Yes.
Say when I have the platform.
When I have the platform, we're gonna have a nice little kumbaya. We're gonna talk about our feelings. Oh my gosh.
You know, I think that's the thing. I think, you know, you asked, how do we fix it? I think it's just shedding a light on it. Like, we just gotta be confident. Try to be, because like you said, it's just, you don't just go to the store and buy confidence. We have to try to be confident enough to love ourselves and be around people and be ourselves, and then shedding the light on it, talking about it is just one way. We can't really do much. I think with me, even just like other females that have tried to like, I just don't let it phase me. That's I guess what
Girl, you
I
got these hands, so you don't have to
have to start from middle school though. Elementary, middle school, because that's where it all falls. Like in elementary school, you are like top of the world. I'm the baddest girl. I am all that. And then middle school, where you hit puberty and then all these body changes, and then like everybody's telling you about everything that's wrong with your body, and then you carry that into high school where it gets worse, and then in college you're like you have to try to find a new self.
Heavy load now.
Yeah. So it all starts. You have to start from like the beginning. You have to go from the source, because most females they don't just come out the womb like shit.
I woke up and it's like I was born like this.
And that parenting as well, you know, you're a parent, like I'm sure, I don't know, people who listen to have little kids, it's just like you always have to be there to remind them that they're beautiful and remind them to love themselves. I think that's important. It's harder though now too, because of the social media. We see girls like, you know, obviously getting all these implants, injections, all that stuff, and to each its own, but like, you don't have to look that way to be beautiful.
Which is low-key why I like the Kardashians from a distance. Because I liked Kylie until she started getting...
Khloe is my dog. I love
Khloe and I like Kendall because they're the most natural ones out of both of them.
Well, you know, I'm not worried about their body. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the issue though. The main ones that are in the public are the ones that have done something to their bodies.
Yeah, so
they're
that you have
something
to look this
completely
way.
different compared to like Kendall and Courtney, who have their natural body and they're not changing their natural body. Because Kendall's a stick.
Yeah.
And she has the money to get that booty like her sister and the bosoms, but she's choosing to embrace her natural body, while her sister, Callie, who was like embracing her body, all of a sudden she got boob job, and then she got a butt job, and then she did the stuff with her lips, and then everybody was doing the Kylie lip challenge. And I'm like,
why are you doing that?
Yeah. She was beautiful before. I mean, she's a little bit better now, but she was. she was beautiful.
I mean, she paid for it.
Yeah, and she did that. She can go to the gym and do that.
Yeah.
Work out. Don't go pay somebody to do that.
There's lip exercises? I'm joking.
Yeah, it's called lip pumpers.
I think with that, it's just like you said, like, I don't really care about the bodies. Like, I feel to each his own. If you want to, you have the money. To me, it's like that they don't admit it, and they know they influence so many young girls. At least admit it. Admit that you wanted to have that because you just did, or because you were insecure. Fucking admit it. That's my thing.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it.
I also feel like, as far as the working industry, another thing that comes with it is speaking up. Like, if I see somebody who's doing something that I want to do or I like, I'm gonna be like, hey, you know, how did you get here? Like, what's your story? Like, how can I improve myself in order to get there? Not, oh, I hate her because she's doing something I wish I could do. So it's all about speaking up.
Oh, she's
she's
fucking everybody just because she's up there. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know how hard, like what I was gonna say too, I think before when I was talking about my depression, there's times that I've been so depressed about going to, you know, certain events and people just wanting to hit on me, or me hitting up guys to do interviews, and just like it turns into like a sexual thing. It's like, I don't want that. I don't want to be sexualized all the time. And it came to a point where it was all the time where I was like, fuck this. Like, it ruined some relationships I had with certain men because of that. Like, they think like, oh, you hang around with all these artists, all these athletes. Like, I don't want to deal with you because you probably sleeping with everybody, and it's not even like that. Like, I was so depressed mainly because of that too, and it almost made me quit and change my entire career path. But no, I just said no. Like, this is what I'm doing. I know at the end of the day what I bring to the table and my potential, and I know who, you know, if I'm gonna sleep with somebody, or if I'm not, which I don't. But you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, and I know I don't want to be that girl that's gonna fuck somebody to the top, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck someone to get to the top. F that. Like, I don't.
So don't be like the girl from with Future.
Yeah.
You gotta tell him off rip, I'm not gonna fuck you when I get there. So she doesn't
yeah.
Monday.
Good luck, enjoy.
Tell him from the jump before you get on that plane.
But why did you get on the plane? Like, an interview, like, what is this, baby?
I got a job for the dinner.
And they just try to blast him like we were all all gonna be on her side. Like honestly, I feel like I'm on Future's side. Like why else? Like as a female,
She
like,
can't
why
be doing
not?
this in this Me Too time. Like you gotta understand, like you people taking everything seriously. Like you gotta be real careful. Like there's somebody at work was like, "Oh my God, did I just touch your shoulder? Don't Me Too me." I was like, "You ain't shit. Like, you are
It's
not shit."
not even funny.
I was like, why?
Why?
Okay, so yes.
So she wanted that path for me, and I started, when I took that break from college, I started really pursuing going to studios, going to concerts, going to events, you know, networking, traveling to get interviews, and just using social media as a platform to, you know, connect with other people and to try to get these interviews done. So she, of course, did not understand. I'm like, what are you trying to do? Like, why are you in the studio with a bunch of dudes? Like,
My mom was like, "What's blackface?" Like,
yeah, like, why are you out so late? Like, why do you have to do this? Like, she just did not support it at all. And I had to sit down and explain to her all my dreams and my goals and like, Mom, this is why I gotta do this. Like, and it would be more than one time because she still would not get it. And I would have to say, like, I know what it looks like. You probably think, you know, like I'm out doing bad things when I'm not. Because think about it, what mother wants their daughter like out late at night sometimes? Because sometimes you just have to. You just like, oh, they're inviting you to a studio session, and you try to connect or try to be in a room where there's greatness. Because there's been some times I've been in like studio rooms with legends, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I'm gonna enjoy this moment and observe how these people with a lot of money, and because that's that, you know, you want to get the money too.
You want the coins.
You want to see how these people move, and I try to observe, and you try to surround yourself with people who are way more successful than you, so that you know you kind of can see how they move or what they're saying. You know, certain things that they say or do. I just like to observe and read about successful people. So sometimes I'll just go, and she just did not understand that concept, and I'm like, you have to sit there and explain to your family, like what it is that you want to do and why you have to do it and why you think it may look bad or why, you know what I'm saying? Because and then they were really not, and then what I realized is that they're probably not going to support you till you start making a lot of money.
No one around you never does.
Right.
Girl, I was at my sister dead in the face. I was like, girl, you know good and well I don't got subscribers yet, like popping yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you should just subscribe. Like, you would love, these are conversations we had.
Right.
Why? What you mean, why?
Yeah, no, you're right. And then in due time, like there was a point where I was like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. Y'all can support me if you want to. Y'all don't have to. But I know for a fact once they start seeing a little bit of money, some people are starting to mention me, then they'll start to support. And lo and behold, like my sister really supports me like she never did before. And like my mom is just kind of starting to understand. She when if I say I have to go out of town for interviews, she'll be like, all right, go do your thing. She'll see the interviews up, and she'll see that I'm really grinding and trying to meet these people. And it took a while where I was just like, man, fuck it. I don't care if you support me or not, because this is what I want to do. You can't live your life for other people, not for your mom, not for your dad, not for your siblings. You got to understand that at the end of the day, yes, we want to succeed to, you know, provide for them. Hopefully, you know, some people might not, but that's what I want to do. But even if they don't support you,
some people might not.
Yeah, some people might want to, you know. But I think we have to live. We have to like every decision that we make now, as you know, young teens and 20-year-olds, that we have to realize that every decision we make now is like
for somebody,
right, for the future, very, very impactful to our future. So live for you, and F that. Like you can't, if you're not gonna be happy sitting in a 9 to 5, then why, for what? Like just to please other people, like that just doesn't make any sense to me. You've got to be selfish sometimes. That's like my best advice. Try to explain to your family they don't support you in the entertainment industry. And two, if they still don't get it after you've talked to them multiple times, then you just have to try to just not care, not let it faze you, and do what's best for you. Because you have to love. That goes back to that comment. You have to love yourself so much that you just got to be kind of selfish sometimes. Like, all right, that's cool if you don't get it. Like, this is my passion. I'm happy doing what I do. So
yeah.
Like,
and she brought that full circle. She said, you gotta love. Because if you love what you're doing, then you're not going to be insecure. And then girls will like girls. Girls will like girls. She didn't tell that.
And basically, though, you know,
it working right between the lines.
that's what
We were like, Good old Lil Carter. All right. I'm feeling this girl, but it's summer. I want to be single, but I want to have my cake and eat it too. I was like, well, what kind of situationship is usually? What
kind of friends with benefits you're not gonna have?
Right? Like it's hoe season.
Okay.
She don't want to be a hoe.
Definitely not cuffing season.
Okay, it's not. That's how I feel about it. Okay, if you're gonna be honest with somebody and be like, listen, I'm not trying to cuff you, but I really like your vibe. I want to see, not even where I want to see where this goes, because that implies, because girls will not listen to the what if. They're listening to the this is about to happen. So Carter, what I can tell you is don't try to spare her feelings for the sake of the fact that you want to have her around. Just legit tell her how you feel. I'm really not interested in being with somebody, but I really like your vibe. You know what?
I do agree with that. I feel like he should be honest, because some girls actually want that type of relationship. They don't want to be tied down either. And I feel as if he has to be honest with her, because if she expects something and you're just like, oh man, I should have told you, you might end up with a missing dick or something. Like, I'm just
scratch card.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying I do this, but I can't mess with her out of this building.
I know, right? Okay.
Like, just don't mess with certain people, because you.
I'm sorry. Okay. You don't have to be quiet. You don't have to whisper, but loud voices do carry outside.
Okay.
Sorry. She heard you say dick.
For sure.
Yeah, so just
like, ooh.
You gotta go.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
But yeah, just be honest with them, because the worst thing that could happen is she expects something and you can't deliver, and then she reacts from emotions. Because reacting from your emotions is like the worst thing, because you don't know what you could do. You black out. ...
Yeah.
D-I-C-K.
What are y'all thinking? What advice would you give to Carter?
Gotta be honest, I would much rather, because why would you want to, like you said, there are some females that just want that. Like, they do not want to be tied down at all. They probably got a lot going on. I think relationship is too much. They probably just got out of a relationship. They still want to dick.
Yeah.
So, you don't know. Maybe, I think honesty is the best thing, because if you lie and then she ends up being so crazy.
She looked at me. She said that.
Is she the one that imposed the relationship question though? Because if she's not the one that imposed the relationship question, then leave her alone until fall.
You know what? She messy. She messy.
Leave her alone until fall.
Like, hit her up every once in a while. Say, hey, friend.
Because he sounds like he likes her. He just doesn't want to be tied down, because he wants to be out here like his boys and be a hoe. And like sometimes that's not the hype. That's not cool sometimes.
It's 2018.
Exactly.
Like no more.
Like, it's time to change. Like, how old is he? Like, he's like in his late 20s. Like,
Carter
serious.
Carter knew I was gonna pop off on him. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Somebody also emailed me another question. Oh my gosh. Please, did I lose it? Oh, okay, so I don't see the email, but I remember it was basically like, so she had told a friend something about her improving her, what was it? Oh my gosh. Her friend was basically being insecure about something. I can't find it for some reason.
Search for keywords.
That's right.
Keywords.
It's Mr. Rob. It's Mr. Rob. Dang it.
But yeah, Carter.
Did
What's
you
wrong with you?
Right.
Just like flag it.
No, I have no idea. I think I tried to print it or something at work, and then long story short, why am I texting flag? Okay. Wow.
Sorry.
Wow, okay. So basically, but I do remember the question. It was basically like, she had asked her friend for advice, and it was more so because the girl was insecure. And her friend did tell her the advice, but her friend popped off afterwards, and so she blocked her on Instagram, She blocked her on Facebook.
What do you mean popped off?
Like she was just like, oh my gosh, that's not what I asked you for. You asked me for advice though. Oh my gosh, that's not what I asked you for. I feel like you was coming from harsh. So she wanted to know, is it worth really going back to that friend and trying to recuperate, or she just let it be where they fall? You know what I'm saying? You asked for advice.
First of all, she needs to learn how to handle the truth. Like you can't ask for something and then get upset when you get it. Like I feel like honesty is always the best policy. So,
I mean, honesty is the best policy, but how did she deliver that truth, though, is the question.
Do you think the delivery?
It's all in the delivery. Because most of the times, like, Melissa, you're the nicest person ever. You could be telling me I'm a dick. Like, you could be telling me that I am shit. But she will say it in the nicest way possible that I won't even know that she's telling me that I'm shit.
Okay, that is true. Right. Like, you ain't shit, though.
Like, honey, sweetheart.
So I took communications. When I wanted to work, because I knew I wanted to work in media, I took communications class, and like I just be feeling so bad sometimes. So in communications, we learn people out there. You always gotta use I when you talk about feelings, and then you always do it where you put something positive, the critique, and then something positive. Mm-hmm. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a sandwich. You don't want them. You want to make sure they get crushed in the positivity because they go protein here. But no. So yeah, do you think she really should trying to recuperate that friendship? Do you?
I think it depends how long they've been friends.
Yeah, how long they've been friends.
Because I had something similar like that happen to me. I had a friend who we started talking, and we weren't really. I hadn't known her for a year, but we were hanging out, working out together. Being girlfriends. And she had a boyfriend, and he was kind of abusive, and I did not like him. She was very controlling and abusive, both verbally and I think it even got physically, because I remember he threw her cat, and she loved animals. Like he was so.
She thought 911.
No, I know. Like it was
that's
the
animal
point.
cruelty at that point. She got even about me anymore.
So sad. So that happened. She'd call me crying. There's a time she would call me crying, hysterical. Like you're the only person I could trust. Like you always keep it real with me, and I did. And I was, advising her like you need to leave. It's only gonna get worse. Me, out of all people, I know about what it's like to be in an abusive home. So trust me, you need to get out. She didn't. She blocked me on everything.
Oh.
And I'm just like, is it even worth it? Like, I pray for her well-being. She's still actually one of my friends on Facebook, but she blocked me on Instagram and Twitter. And
she don't want to see your
Snapchat.
lessons.
Maybe she didn't block you. Maybe he got.
Or maybe I thought maybe. I know for a fact that he did not like me because I told her to leave him. But it's like. I didn't even try to reach out to her. I think I reached out to her after like, hey, just checking on you, making sure you're okay. Then I saw that she blocked me on everything. I just left it as it was. I'm like, I pray for her. Hope she's doing fine. And I hope that's the best I can do.
With most abusive relationships, though, you can't even come off right off the bat and be like, leave them. Because like you said, when you fall in love, there's going to be that connection and be like, I can't leave him. This person is the love of my life. Like, that's how they're thinking about it.
But when you acknowledge, though, like, when you acknowledge, because I've been in a situation where people asking me advice, like, but, okay, sometimes I can't be taken too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you telling me this man is like legit mollywopping you, like I can't.
But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, stay with you. Like,
no, for real.
I'm not gonna.
And sometimes I put myself in a predicament where I be like, okay, come and stay at my house. Like I never like to be in people's drama, but if I offer you that olive branch, trying to help you, and you put me in a compromising position where that nigga coming after me now, you can keep blocking me for all your days.
Right. And I remember we were talking about it like, okay, she was like, this is what I'm gonna do. Because they live together. She's like, I'll let him stay, but afterwards, like, I really don't want to be in that relationship anymore. I was like, good. I was like, you don't deserve that. You need to focus on you, love yourself. I was like, you really need to like
the whole circle.
Yeah. I was like, come on, girl. Like, it's just you gotta do better. You're young, you're beautiful. You don't deserve any of that. And then, She never talked to me again, and I just like, well, what can I do? What can I do about it? I'm not gonna sit here and
You
chase
can
it.
only help until it hurts you.
Yeah.
I low-key have a coworker that's like that, except it's not a physical abuse, it's an emotional abuse relationship. And they've been together since their freshman year of high school. So, and now she's in college, so she's like, I can't let him go, because that's the only relationship I've known. I was like, listen to me, honey. You are beautiful, okay?
Yeah.
You are gorgeous. You are everything he does not deserve.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to let him go because she feels like if she lets him go, she's not going to get somebody else. I was like, girl, I saw you sit in that booth and get somebody else in 5 seconds flat. You'll be okay.
Yeah, no.
I would have, knowing me, I would have pulled up like the statistics for the school. This is the population.
I'm like, there are like 7 other million people in the world. You'll be okay.
And I was like, oh, you got a list. All right, so smart and on your list. Okay, of this population, this is their GPA. Like, I mean, I would go to human resources at the school with you. Let's do this
The
together.
thing about that relationship that I hate is like all of our coworkers, like she literally like stopped talking to one of her favorite coworkers because she yelled at her because he will break up with her and he'll go back up with her, and then the last time they broke up, he sent her a picture of another girl.
Wait,
so my coworker yelled at her and was like, no, you need to end this. Like, block him on everything.
He has no respect.
Delete him. He came to the job. He came to her job.
With another girl? Stop.
No.
You don't have
He came looking for her. He came looking for her and was like, she's not here. We don't know when she's going to work next. I went to the club. He popped up. I was like, buddy, what are you doing? Like, she was supposed to be with us that night, too, and she dipped out on us. So I was like, what's going on?
You better let me. I have someone stalking me.
No, we actually had a coworker that's like really close to her, and we were protective over her, and we were trying to find him afterwards, but he dipped out before we left the club. So she was like, "Yo, he's lucky we weren't out there before him, because we would have fought him." I was like, "I wouldn't have fought him. I would have looked." I don't know him like that.
Right. Oh my goodness.
But it was just like,
Yeah, like abusive relationships are very hard to get out of, because I know somebody, I'm not gonna say they're a friend because they're not a friend.
Oh, hell
Two friends, y'all. They're right here.
But I know somebody who was in an abusive relationship, and I was trying to basically tell her to get out, and she was just like, she went back and told the guy, and he came back at me.
That's the first mistake.
Yeah, he came at me sideways. I was like, that's what we're not gonna do. I'm not her. Like, I didn't mean to get right. I didn't mean to get like that. But I was like, wow, how dare you take my help and turn it into something negative, you know? So I was just like, okay. And then I had another chance to talk to her, and I was just like, why do you allow him to treat you the way he does and hit you and do this? And she goes, people get angry. I was like, what? Like, I didn't even know how to deal with that situation, and it was just like,
I can't remember what the show is called.
There's a lot of people in denial though with that, and with
I was like, you went back to him? I was like, fam, let me tell you something.
There's this Christian show out. I can't remember. It's on Netflix. But
Find
it's
out?
like, no, it's like this church family and something about grace. The church's name is Grace something. I can't remember what it is right now. But the girl, she's so confident in herself. She is so confident. She
Is it a pastor?
She's
a pastor. Girl, I know it's Greenleaf.
Greenleaf, yes. Greenleaf. And in the show, she gets her first boyfriend, and then the boyfriend starts abusing her. And like towards the end, when she ran away, the mom was like, "I'm not even upset because there's clearly something in her that's broken to make her think that it's okay for him to beat on her." And I was like, when is the next season coming out? Because I can't take this.
There's so many factors that play with that abuse in relationships. You know, like I said, like I lived through that, so I know what it was like. And you know, she told me enough details so I knew where, like, I'm not gonna hit her up anymore because she, you know, her mother knew about it. So I was like, all right, her mom knows about it, then, you know, I'm not gonna involve myself anymore. So it just depends. And we weren't friends for more than a year. Like we were just hanging out, and she trusted me, and like I trusted her with certain things. So we were to that level. So I think with the question, it just depends. Like if you guys are really, really good friends, and maybe it is worth it to fight for that friendship, but maybe it's not. I didn't feel like our friendship was worth me fighting for, because I just don't have time for that. Like I know what it's like. It's gonna be a routine. You're gonna go back to him because you love him, but I'm not gonna get myself involved in that. Like I have my whole life ahead of me, girl. Like I'm not gonna.
You can't do
It's
you
the
are,
dick.
can't you?
Don't have sex with him.
And then, you know,
It's
It all comes back to the insecurity thing, because someone once told me that you will never let someone hurt you more than you'll hurt yourself.
I also think it ties into sex as well.
That's a whole nother
It
conversation.
does tie into sex, because when you have sex with somebody, there's a connection you have with that person, and once that connection is like formed, because each time you have sex, the whole soul tie thing, the more you have sex with that person, the stronger the connection is. So it's harder for you to
Actually
separate yourself from that person.
Because of the piece of you in him or in her.
Right.
But it's different with men. I mean, men will feel it down the road, but with females, they feel it.
Like,
they
feel it down the
in
road.
the present. They feel it in the present, and they're like, no matter how bad the abuse gets, they always feel like he's gonna change for me because I'm his soulmate.
This is us.
Like, it doesn't matter how many times he's beaten her. Each time they had sex after the fact, the bond gets stronger.
That's
And
crazy.
she's not thinking about, oh, he beat me
Or the pain I was
2 days
feeling.
ago. Yeah, she's not thinking about the pain, because with that pain came pleasure.
Well, on that note, because usually we end off each episode with a sweetened note, but you know, sex and all of that stuff.
Pain and pleasure.
On that note, you can really do for you before anybody else can do anything for you. And it was a pleasure having you, boo.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
It was so much fun.
Hopefully, as we record more episodes, you definitely can, be here, share your voice. And yeah, so look out for more. See y'all later.
Bye. Don't forget to follow ERTV Media on Instagram. Our website's ertv.media. And then my personal Instagram is Evelyn G. Romo.
Yes.
I have my awkward smile. Wait, hold on.
Wow.